talk about it much, but I am separated from everything I own due to domestic violence, and I have been missing my apocrypha. I fled with nothing but clothes and a couple books, and I found in one of those little libraries an apocrypha. So I'm so excited because I have been missing mine. These are additions to the book of Esther. This starts with Esther 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then, back here is, I don't know why it says 10. Guess we'll find out. This is what it says. This additional books of Esther were translated in the order of the Greek version of Esther, but it had the verse numbers of King James. Okay, after the book of Esther was translated from Hebrew to Greek, 6 additional 107 verses were incorporated into various points in the narrative. These supplementary sections were also included in the Latin translation, which was based on the Greek. In the 4th century AD, Jerome, while making the Latin Vulgate Bible, removed the additions and placed them at the end of the book of Esther and rearranged their proper chronological order and chapter with verse numbering reflecting Jerome's order. The 6 additions are, I guess what this is, Mordecai saves the king, King's letter ordering the massacre of the Jews, the prayers of Mordecai and Esther. Esther risks her life to appeal to the king. The king's second letter denouncing Haman and directing his subjects to help the Jews. Mordecai dreams is interpreted and the book of Esther attested as genuine. Some of the additions were probably introduced by Lysimachus, an Alexandrian Jew who lived in Jerusalem and translated the canonical books of Esther about 114 BC. Other additions appear to have been inserted several years later by Lysimachus or another person. The purpose of the additions is partly to make the story more vivid, but chiefly to supply a religious element that is lacking in the canonical book of Esther, which never mentions God or religious practices. Additions make frequent reference to God, emphasizing his choice of Abraham and Israel, and give prominence to prayer. They occasionally contradict the book of Esther, but have little or no historical value. Okay, it says, in the 2nd year of the reign of Xerxes the Great, on the 1st day of Nisan, Mordecai, the son of Jair, son of Shimei, son of Kish, of the tribe of Benjamin, had a dream. He was a Jew, dwelling in the city of Susa, a great man, serving in the court of the king. He was one of the captives whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had brought from Jerusalem with Jeconiah the king. And this was his dream. Behold, noise and confusion, thunder and earthquake, tumult upon the earth. And behold, 2 great dragons came forward, both ready to fight. They roared terribly, and at the roaring every nation prepared for war, to fight against the nation of the righteous. And behold, a day of darkness, gloom, tribulation, distress, affliction, and great tumult upon the earth. And the whole righteous nation was troubled. They feared the evils that threatened them, and were ready to perish. Then they cried to God, and from their cry, as though from a tiny spring, there came a great river with abundant water. A light came, and the sun rose, and the lowly were exalted, and consumed those held in honor. Mordecai saw this in a dream, what God had determined to do, and after he awoke, he had it on his mind and sought all day to understand it in every detail. Now Mordecai took his rest in the courtyard with Gabitha and Thara. These were 2 eunuchs of the king who kept watch in the courtyard. He overheard their conversation and inquired into their purposes, and learned that they were preparing to lay hands upon Xerxes the king, and he informed the king concerning them. Then the king examined the 2 eunuchs, and when they confessed, they were led into execution. The king made a permanent record of these things, and Mordecai wrote an account of them. And the king ordered Mordecai to serve in the court, and rewarded him for these things. But Haman, the son of Hammedatha, Abogan was in great honor with the king, and he sought to injure Mordecai and his people because of the two eunuchs of the king.